guys, we're back for another Dragon Ball Super manga video. I've done a few of these during the run of the Dragon Ball Super manga. Because I have followed it basically since the Dragon Ball Super anime has ended. I do enjoy the manga. I think that the Toyotaro does a really good job of, I think, especially making the fights really shine. Right, and I think some of the really hype moments, like this, looks really good. Like this looks fire, right? Like you could imagine this in the Dragon Ball games and stuff like that. It's going to be really awesome. Like this just flat out looks good. But I don't know. This granola arc, I was excited about it at first, but I feel like I've begun to like it less and less as it's gone on. The Moro arc was, I think, a similar thing where I actually really liked the concept of Moro and stuff like that, but somewhere along the line, it just felt very... I don't know. Dude, there's like 80 encounters with Goku and Vegeta and Moro, where it's like, all right, we're beating him this time. Then he just absorbs their energy. And it's like, all right, now this time we're beating him. And then Moro just absorbs their energy. Right? It's that same type of thing that happens over and over. Now, this chapter in particular did sort of spark quite a bit of outrage. One of the main reasons for this is because of the fact of this whole, like, Bardock wish nonsense and stuff like that, right? So, if you guys are not familiar, Bardock essentially makes a wish that he wants Goku and Raditz to grow up to be, like, healthy, strong, healthy men. Like, I a couple weeks ago brought the actual Japanese panel to Goresh and asked him, like, can you translate this and tell me what it says? And he said essentially that he would translate it as, like, Bardock wishes for Goku and Raditz to be healthy men, basically, like healthy, strong men. So, like, that's the way you can basically take away Bardock's wish. Now, Viz translated it as Bardock saying he wants them to thrive, which I think takes away some of my issue with this wish and what a lot of people have with it, which is that even if the intention of it was just to explain why Goku and Raditz survived Planet Vegeta, which I don't really think needed an explanation so much, I don't. Like, if you go back to the original Dragon Ball Z, like the Bardock special, like, I thought it was fine, right? I don't know. I've never really felt... I liked Bardock a lot more back when it was like, Bardock and the Saiyans were, like, complete, like, assholes. Like, they're villains, right? They're outright villains. And I think that, like, the internal struggle that Bardock has in that special of realizing, like, oh, we suck, right? Like, as he's going to, like, his death at the hands of Frieza, and then he kind of sees, like, like, Goku, Kakarot is going to be the one to sort of, like, just, I don't know. I really like that version of Bardock much better than the Dragon Ball Super Bardock, Dragon Ball Minus and Dragon Ball Super Broly and stuff like that, where Bardock is essentially like he's just like Superman's dad. Like, it's the same thing as like they turned Goku into actually like the same type of like story as like Superman, right? With Bardock, I don't know. I'm not really the biggest fan of it. Typically, anytime Bardock is on screen in Dragon Ball Super, I'm actually not really too pleased with it, right? Now, this wish Bardock makes right here. So Bardock does this wish. And again, it's to allow to explain why Goku and Raditz survive Planet Vegeta's explosion at the hands of Frieza. But the problem is with the way the wish is worded, right, is that it would basically cover Goku all the way until he's an adult, right? And it's like the way this dragon works in the Granola arc, in particular for Granola, like, I wonder if, can I just pull this up? Like, because I always like to show this, but Granola makes this wish to where he becomes the strongest in the universe, right? But it comes at a cost. Granola then only has, a year to survive? I just want to pull this up. Where is this? I just really want to get this out. Yeah, so there's a certain condition, right? Yeah, drastically cut Granola's lifespan. 150 years gone, then he'd only get 3 left, right? So it's like you can sort of see how like this dragon, like it seems like there's kind of like these like built-in sort of negatives to these wishes, right? So you have, Granola has that negative to his wish. You could certainly make the same thing with Bardock, where Bardock wishes that Goku and Raditz, grow up to be healthy and strong, right? So this sort of it just feels like Goku has like extra plot armor during the events of Dragon Ball. Now it's important to like understand, I'm not saying the entirety of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, but it's until Goku's an adult. So probably until Goku is, I think the 23rd World Tournament where he fights Piccolo Jr., or even the Saiyan Saga where Raditz shows up. It seems like Goku has like kind of like a mystical plot armor. There are moments, like I tweeted this out like, a while back, but there's moments like this where Goku just very inexplicably survives. And it's like now we have this extra context of, oh, thanks to Bardock making a wish. It's like, I am not a fan of that whatsoever, right? Now, again, the wish is only supposed to last until he's an adult. And then we have this sort of like, I don't know what we want to say, like this built-in, like, what is it? It's called like a rabbit's paw or a monkey's paw or something like that. Like the kind of like the drawback. But like, so the wish makes Goku and Raditz like healthy and strong until they're adults. But then Goku and Raditz kill each other once they become adults, right? So I do like if that's what we could take away from this wish, that it's like it has that same sort of drawback, right? Where it's like, yeah, like Bardock's wish allowed Goku to make it through the events of OG Dragon Ball, and for, Goku and Raditz to survive, the explosion of Planet Vegeta. But then like they're like almost like fated to kill each other as soon as they do, fulfill Bardock's wish of becoming adults. I do kind of like that, right? And then, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. I also would say I'm really not a fan of Gas. I don't know. I like Granola, actually. I actually kind of like Granola's story. He becomes a little one note with he's just like so obsessed with revenge, like the Saiyans and Frieza, gotta get rid of him. But I like Granola. I actually really enjoyed, Goku and Vegeta versus Granola. I have not been as interested as Gas has become the main villain, though, right? Like, once Gas sort of, gets the wish, and then he becomes, like, tall, and, like, he's, like, just, like, it is just, like, he's just destroying Granola, right? Like, UI Goku, Ultra Ego Vegeta, like, these characters are just getting obliterated by Gas, and I'm just really not the biggest fan of Gas. But you never know how things could sort of turn out as the arc continues on. I don't know. So I'm not really a fan of Gas. I did like Granola. I don't like the whole like Bardock thing, but the action is really fire. I have got like this whole like UI Goku and Ultra Ego fight that's going on, between like Gas and these guys. Like I do think this is like flames. Like this is exactly what I sign up for when it comes to like the Dragon Ball manga. So I definitely still enjoy it when it comes to the fights. Just, I don't know, a lot of these story sequences, like it does feel like they just go back and forth with this like Saiyan pride thing, and it's like Vegeta and like kind of like coming to terms with like his bad past. Like we did that in the Moro arc, and now like we're kind of like redoing it here in the Granola arc. But at least here, it kind of has led to Vegeta getting trained by Beerus and then getting the Ultra Ego form, right? So, I don't know. I am unsure of what my final thoughts are going to be for this Granola arc until it's done, because I remember the Moro arc, right? Like, at this point in the Moro arc, I was really on board, because, like, by where we are in the story, I assume this is probably somewhere around where, like, Goku arrives on Earth and begins fighting Moro in Ultra Instinct Sign. And eventually it does get very far. Like, I think once Goku goes, like, mastered full Ultra Instinct against Moro, that fight is incredible. I think that this fight between, Gas and Goku and Vegeta is gonna get, like, really good. I just am not the biggest fan of Gas. Like, I feel like I would have liked it better if they had continued to fight Granola. I would say that I do find Elec to be very interesting to me. when I was first watching the Tournament of Power, I actually wasn't really the biggest fan of Frieza before the Tournament of Power. Like dude, I mean, you guys can go back and check. I've got videos from like 2016 where I was not happy that they brought Frieza back for the Tournament of Power. I thought it was really dumb, but I ended up being wrong. I felt like Frieza was one of the best things of the Tournament of Power, easily. And one reason is because a lot of Frieza, after Goku becomes Super Saiyan, Frieza's just a bitch, right? Like, he's just getting punked every second he's on screen, pretty much after Goku goes Super Saiyan. And I didn't really get that vibe from Tournament of Power Frieza. Tournament of Power Frieza always felt like he had a plan. He knew more than everyone. He was very confident the whole time. Alec feels like that to me. So I am intrigued about Alec. I do hope that we could see Alec, I mean, I don't know, like, be like the real villain. I mean, he sort of is the real villain more so than Gas, because like he's kind of like, you know, Gas is almost like a chess piece for Alec to move, right? And it's like there's been so much mention of Frieza in this arc, yet we have not seen him. Frieza has not shown up yet, so I assume that's going to happen. Also, keep in mind that Dragon Ball Super Superhero does take place after the Granola arc. It does. So, we'll see if that's going to play into anything, right? Like, is that really going to matter so much? That, like, you know, whatever conflict happens here is going to be resolved in the movie. I assume they're just going to pretend as though none of this happened in the movie, right? And the other thing, too, is that this arc, to me, I don't give a goddamn what anybody says. This arc can become a hard, like, 10 out of 10 for me if Goku and Vegeta simply just fuse, baby. I don't care. When they fuse, it is fire. The time is perfect for them to fuse just like this. Gogeta, Vegito, I don't give a shit. If they fuse and they take down Gas and then they fight another opponent or something, I think that would be incredible. I'm definitely very excited to see how the manga continues, because I'm enjoying the fight portions. Seems like we're sort of past the Bardock section, which I'm sorry, I didn't really enjoy. And it's like, I know there was so much controversy about this Bardock wish, but it seems pretty clear to me that it's not just, the wish was made so Goku and Raditz survive Vegeta. You're looking too deeply into it. That's not the wish. Bardock did not wish for them to survive the planet. He wished for them to grow up, right? Like, Goku is not grown up in OG Dragon Ball. He's a kid still, right? This is not a grown-up adult. So, like, I just don't like that sort of, like, messing around with the past. And I'm consistent, because another thing, you could go look up, these channels are up on the channel, right? Like, these videos are up on the channel. I've been doing reviews and stuff like that for Dragon Ball, like, way before I blew up on Dokkan. I did not like the Potara retcon either. I thought it was stupid and unneeded. I think it's just a thing of, I don't know if it's Toriyama that does this or what, but there's, like, these little things that are, like, kind of, like, unexplained, right? Like, why did Vegito defuse inside Majin Buu, right? Like, why did Goku and Raditz mythically survive the explosion? I felt like these are things that didn't need to be explained. And by giving an explanation to it, it makes it worse. You want to know another example of that? Jiren. I felt like Jiren was a much more intimidating, impressive character before we knew his backstory. Think about it. Like, if there was just no backstory to Jiren right now, I feel like he would be a more popular character. He'd be a more mythical character, because we don't know, why is he just stronger than the gods? Why is he like this, right? But as soon as they filled in the blanks, and then they bitched him out a little bit, the way he got folded by UI Goku, and, you know, Jiren started to cry a little bit at the end of that tournament, it took down his mystique. Because, you know, people love to talk about Jiren sucks now, but Jiren was an amazing antagonist at the start of the Tournament of Power. He fulfilled the exact role he was there to fulfill. It's just like, once he started talking, that's where Jiren, I felt like, kind of like came down levels, right? So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Please, Dragon Ball Super, stop trying to explain things that happen in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Please, Just move forward. Anytime they go back to the past, it's like, oh brother. I mean, I didn't really get super annoyed at the revelation that Kid Buu has God Ki. I don't think that matters, especially because it's really strongly established that you can't just use God Ki. You have to train for it, right? Even in the same arc, Moro basically, you know, absorbs Ultra Instinct, but he's not able to. You don't just use it. The God Ki is something that you have to train to be able to utilize. So it's like Kid Buu having God Ki to me retroactively doesn't mean anything because Kid Buu wasn't using it in the fight with Goku and Vegeta on Supreme Kai's planet anyway, right? But like this like bullshit wish by Bardock and the Patara retcon, those are things I'm definitely not a fan of. So let me know what you guys think of the Granola arc. I am hoping that Granola shows back up. I probably wouldn't be the biggest, like, if Gas beats Goku and, like, Ultra Ego Vegeta and UI Goku at the same time, and then Granola shows up and beats Gas, I don't know that I would really like that much, but I do actually enjoy Granola, so, let me know what you guys think of a lot of these characters, Gas, Granola, Elec, some of these new characters. Again, I'm not a fan of Gas, but Elec and Granola I do like, so, let me know what you guys think of everything I talked about here. Maybe I'll do more of these Dragon Ball Super manga chapters. I probably wouldn't do a review for every single chapter, but I definitely could have some built-up thoughts about a lot of stuff as the series continues. So, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.